So 2020 is just around the corner, folks, as we return to the Championship. Who's going to be top of the table? Will it be Leeds or will it be West Brom? We'll talk about it next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video. This time we're taking a look at match day number 1, or whatever it is, the very first match day of 2020 and the Championship, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We're all here at the Everglades under one rooski, that's right, folks. But anyway, enough about that. What you really want to know is, of course, how we got on last time out with our predictions. So let's take a look, shall we? So here we go, folks. Let's take a look at, first and foremost, how we got on last time out in the Championship. But before then, the criteria that we judge each and every one of you guys by is if you're 0 to 3, you're in the shit-faced gang. That means one of these bad boys. Otherwise, if you're 4 to 6, you're in the straight-faced club. And if you get 7+, you're in the top banana, boys and girls. That's right. That's what we're all aiming for right here, right now. So these were the games that took place on the 29th of December. Birmingham against Leeds United was a 9-goal barnstormer. Leeds coming out on top 5-4 away from home. I actually went with a 2-1 win on this one, so got the right result, but unfortunately not the right amount of goals. And if anybody did, I'll give you a quid. Next up, Bristol City did take on Luton and they won 3-0. I actually went with it's a mystery. It's a mystery. We'll check it out in just a second. In fact, let's move on to the next one. Fulham did beat Stoke City at Craven Cottage 1-0. I actually went with a 3-2 win myself for Fulham, so not too shabby there. Huddersfield did beat my boys Blackburn Rovers in one of the most shittiest performances by Blackburn Rovers all season. 2-1 was the final score. I actually went with a 2-2 on this one, so not too shabby indeed. Next up, it is Millwall 1-0 winners over Brentford. I actually went with the 2-1 win myself down at the Den. That was a good win for them, and again gets them even closer to the playoffs now. Millwall edging ever closer. Next up, Nottingham Forest against Wigan. Is it 1-0? No, it isn't. It is Bristol City. They did take on Luton Town. 3-0 was the final score. Actually I predicted the right amount of goals on this one. I went with a 3, but I went with a 2-1 win for Bristol City on this one. So Bristol City getting the edge and the 3 points, back to winning ways for them. Next up, it is Rovers' next opponents. Nottingham Forest, they did take care of business against Wigan at home, 1-0 at the City Ground. I actually went with a 3-1 win myself for Forest. And again, that puts them back into the top 6. Playoff bound. One team who could be on their way out of the playoffs. In fact, we'll look at it in just a second. Preston North End could actually only they got a defeat. Yeah, red hot Reading, 2-0 wins away from home. 3 points for them and 0 for North End. Actually, with a 2-0 win going the other way. Next up, QPR lost at home as well to Hull City. So inconsistent QPR continue their up and down kind of form. Same could be said for Hull City though. 2-1 winners in the end. Actually, with a 1-1 draw myself on this one. So no bueno on that one. Sheffield Wednesday lost at home to again another team that seems to be striking the right chord at the right time. 2-1 winners for Cardiff. Hillsborough. Actually went with a 2-1 win myself down at Hillsborough. So I got one wrong. Swansea did only could muster a draw against Barnsley, who are grinding results out. 0-0 was the final score down at the Liberty. Actually, was a 2-0 win myself for the Welsh Wonders, but unfortunately wrong. West Bromwich Albion could only muster, they mustered absolutely nothing against Middlesbrough. And again, a team that's on the rise. So Middlesbrough doing business. 2-0 wins for them away from home. Actually, with a 2-1 win myself for the Baggies. So a bit of a blunder there. And then finally, I did actually record this video ahead of this match, the Derby County against Charlton Athletic. So the final score probably will be in by the time it goes live. But just to let you know, I actually went the 1-1 draw on that one. So I don't know if I got it right or wrong or whatever. But regardless to say, it's not going to change my predictions. I got one of these bad boys, collector's items these days, straight-faced gang. So let's take a look at how you guys got on. And again, any guys who that predicted the Derby game, you might have an in-betweener. So let's take a look at Matthew CO2, not too shabby for you. Sonny Jim Shepherd, VI, also not too shabby. We are QPR, not too shabby. Rhythm, also not too bad there. Theo Cobb, not too shabby indeed. It's the Beast Lucas, not too shabby as well. Alia Petra, also, I think he actually did, he was on the fringes there, so he might get bumped up to top banana, so we can't really give you a round of applause just yet. No co-drinker though, not too shabby for you, Sunshine. Jack Harvey though, terrible ones. You want to do a redo, Sunshine. Victor Fisher, not too shabby indeed for you. Cody Ho, straight face gang, or is it? Again, you're gonna have to wait and see if you can get the old Derby prediction right. Russell Frost, not too shabby. Mark Attridge, also not too bad as well. And okay, did not do okay? He did absolutely well. He could have done okay. Again, waiting for the outcome of the derby result. So anyway, regardless, to say this is what the table looks like for me as a recording. Again, the derby game could see them rise from 20th up to 16th. I can't even remember who they're playing. They must be playing Charlton. Yeah, Charlton down at 80, but then again they could rise to as high as 60th as well. So that final score will come in a little bit later. But regardless of that, we've got to get moving. We've got to keep on moving because the games are coming thick and fast at the Championship. And now we're going to take a look at these bad boys. It's Millwall up against Luton Town. So let's take a look at the last 6 matches between Millwall and Luton Town. In fact, they go back all the way back to 2006, these bad boys. 3 wins for Millwall, 0 wins for Luton, and 3 draws along the way. In fact, they did play earlier in the campaign at Kenilworth Road. It was a 1-1 draw. But if you're going to go all the way back to 2008, these two sides did meet at the Den. It was a 0-0 draw. On this bad boy, and you're going to go back to 2000, well, in fact, you're going to go back a long time for Luton Town's last victory. The bookmakers' odds on this sucker, I'll tell you, 63 to 100 for Millwall for the victory, 17 to 4 for the away one, and 3 to 1 the draw. Just want to let you also know that we're not going to do the cast prediction for this bad boy because I'm on the road and I don't really have access to the cast predictor. That's waiting for us back at home, so we'll have to wait until at least a little bit later on to catch up with those bad boys. So yeah, Millwall heading to this. Where are they in the table these days? So Millwall actually doing well at the moment, 11th in the table. Form book says pretty good, just 1 defeat at them. For them, 37 points on the board, and a win for them could see them rise, get this, up to 4th. Their opponents, Luton Town, they're in the relegation trouble at the moment, 21 points on the board, but a win for them could see them rise above Stoke and push them back into the drop zone, but it's not looking good for them. At least 5 games without a win, so Luton Town looking to be going down. But for me, I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win for the Millwall to get themselves moving towards them playoffs, and maybe, just maybe, Gary Rowett's boys could be the dark horse this year, 2020, to get into the Premier League. Get that, folks. It could be absolutely barnstormer if Millwall were to get in the Premier League. So next up we have Birmingham City up against Wigan Athletic. Now these two sides are having a sort of similar sort of fortunes, but Wigan currently bottom of the Premier League, 20 points on the board, without a win in at least 6 games. In fact, well, they did actually have 4 draws out of the past 5 games, so not too shabby as well. Birmingham on the flip side, they're 17th in the table, also without a win in 5 for them, 29 points on the board. A win for Luton could see them rise from 24th up to 21st, and again out of the drop zone. As for Birmingham, they could rise from 17th, which is 29th, 29 points on the board, up to as high as 14th, which is Reading. So we'll have to wait to see about that bad boys. Let's take a look at the bookmakers' odds on this one, if I've got it for you. Let's have a little look, shall we? So Birmingham against Wigan, evens for Birmingham, 3 to 1 for Wigan, 23 to 10 is the draw. These two sides have duked out the past few seasons. 2 wins for Birmingham, 2 wins for Wigan, and 2 draws. They did play earlier in the campaign at the DW. It was a 1-0 win for Wigan. However, the last time they did play at St Andrews was a 1-1 draw. That's right back end of last season. So all square. You've got to go back to 2018 for Birmingham's last victory against Wigan. It was away from home as well. So for me, I'm going to go with a cheeky 1-0 win for Birmingham on this one, a home win for them, and again should get them up and moving, get them out of that sort of mid-table zone, more aiming at mid-table security for themselves. Next up, a big one is Bristol City up against Brentford. That's right, two sides who have playoff ambitions, I would say. Bristol City finally gotten back to winning ways after 4 games, a 4-game losing run. Brentford's still in the playoffs, 4th in the table, but they did come into this on the back of a defeat. Before that, there was a 4-game unbeaten run with 3 wins included in 4. Let's take a look at the last 6 between the two sides, if I can get those up and running for you. 1 win for Bristol City, 2 wins for Brentford, 3 draws along the way. You're going to go back to 2018 for Brentford's last victory. It was at Bristol City as well. It was a 1-0 win. And in fact, when these two sides did duke it out, the past 2 occasions have been back-to-back draws, 1-1s on both occasions. Brentford's last victory was back in 2018 as well, away from home. In fact, Bristol City's last victory was also away from home, same year as well. So let's take a look at the bookmakers' odds on this bad boy. 29 to 10 for Bristol City, evens for Brentford. 5 to 2 is the draw on this bad boy, and a win for Bristol City in 8th could see them rise above Brentford up to 4th, and a win for Brentford could see them rise above Fulham into 3rd. That's right, crazy ambitions for Brentford and Bristol City, both teams outsiders, underdogs as well, to get themselves into the Premier League. I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win for Bristol City. We're back to winning ways, and maybe, just maybe, matey boy Johnson's kind of got rid of that distant sack talk that was lingering over his head. So next up we have Fulham up against Reading. This is at Craven Cottage. Let's take a look at these two sides now. Yep, here we go. The last 6 occasions between two sides, 2 wins for Fulham, 1 win for Reading, and 3 draws. In fact, they did play earlier in the campaign already. It was a 4-1 win for Fulham at the Majayski. And last time that these two sides did play at Craven Cottage, it was a 1-0 win for Fulham. Reading, I don't know if they've ever beaten Fulham at Craven Cottage. I don't have those stats with me at the moment. They head into this though, Reading looking good, 14th in the table, unbeaten run of 5 games. Fulham are in the 3rd spot at the moment, an unbeaten run of 3, 2 wins and 1 draw in that cluster. A win for Fulham closed the door to potentially, 45 points, maybe 6 points to 2nd place West Brom or Leeds, because obviously those two sides duking out as well. And a win for Reading could see them rise from 14th up to just the 13th. No, they could close the door potentially into 13th spot, which is Blackburn Rovers. So we'll have to wait and see on this bad boy. For me, this was a tough one to call. Reading are looking red hot at the moment, but Fulham are decent at home, so I'm going to give it to them 2-1 in the end. Again, get themselves closer potentially to, in fact they will get closer to 2nd spot. We'll just have to wait and see who will be on the receiving end of the defeat between the Baggies and the Bottle Jobs. Next up we have Huddersfield Town up against Stoke City. Two sides who have been on the receiving end or have been struggling for the majority of the season. Stoke seem to have got things moving slowly. 21st spot on the table for them, 21 points on the board. Still 2 defeats in the past 3 games for Stoke, so not great. They're not out of water just yet. Huddersfield again, they're up and moving. Actually just 1 defeat in the past 5 for them, 28 points for Huddersfield. A win for Stoke won't go anywhere, but they'll close the door onto potentially moving above Derby. As for Huddersfield, they're 19th, and a win for them could see them rise above Middlesbrough up into 16th. The last 6 occasions between Huddersfield and Stoke have ended up as a 1-0, as 1 win for Huddersfield, 2 wins for Stoke, 3 draws. They did play earlier in the campaign. It was a 1-0 win for Huddersfield at the Bet365. But last time that these two sides did play at the John Smiths, it was a 1-1 draw back in 2017. Both sides were in the Premier League, and Stoke have actually lost 6 of the last 7 away games in the Championship. And Huddersfield have actually seen under 2.5 goals in the last 6 matches against Stoke in all competitions. Bookmakers' odds on this bad boy, they go with a 7-4 for Huddersfield, 11-5 the draw, 17-10 is the draw. It's the away win, sorry, in this one. Going to go with a 1-1 draw myself. I think Stoke will find something out of this game, and then maybe, just maybe, that will also start pushing them in the right direction. Because Stoke, if they were to get dropped down to another division, this could be a very, very dark period for Stoke in the Football League. Next up is the biggest game of New Year's Day, is Forest up against Rovers. That's right. Now these two sides have played each other a fair few times over the past 6 years. I think it's been pretty decent for Rovers. Heading into this, the last 6 between two sides, 0 wins for Forest, 3 wins for Rovers, 3 draws for Forest. Not for Forest, but for both of them. They did play earlier in the campaign. It was a 1-1 draw at Ewood Park, but last time that these two sides played at the City Ground, it was a 2-1 win for Rovers. Now, Nottingham Forest coming to this on the back of a recent turn of events, 2 wins out of 2, back-to-back wins for them. Rovers, though, looking a little shoddy at the moment. Obviously losing last time out, but 2 sloppy draws at home have put them on the downward slope instead of on the way up. Also, no Dacarino for the creativity and goals. A win for Rovers, though, could see them shoot up to 6th on the table. A win for Forest could see them rise to 3rd. Bookmakers' odds, they go 21-20 for Forest, 27-10 for Rovers, 12-5 is the draw. As positive and upbeat as I can be, I'm still going to go with a 2-1 win for Nottingham Forest on this one. I think Rovers are in a bit of a slump. I think the morale is down after losing Dacarino in the past 3 games. They've not gone well for Rovers, so I think another sticky patch is going to be with them. And then I think we're going to take the Birmingham game on the chin as well. We'll just rumble through these next 2 fixtures, and then hopefully we'll find something to turn this ship around and bring a positive result, maybe against North End when they come up against each other at Ewood Park. Speaking of North End, they are next up against Middlesbrough, who are a form team at the moment heading into this. Bookmakers odds between Preston and Borough, 6-5 on for Preston, 7-2 the away win for Middlesbrough, 5-2 is the draw. The last 6 occasions between two sides, 1 win for Preston, 2 wins for Borough, 3 draws along the way. They have played already this season down at the Riverside. It was a 1-1 draw, and last time that these two sides did play at Deepdale, it was a 1-1 draw. That was last season. So the last 6 occasions between the two sides, 1 win for Preston, 1 win for... So the last 6 occasions the last 6 meetings between both sides have ended up as a 1 win for Preston, 2 wins for Middlesbrough, 3 draws along the way. Earlier in the campaign they did play at the Riverside, it was a 1-1 draw, and also when they last played at Deepdale, it was a 1-1 draw. Win for Preston on this one, coming into this in 7th spot. Could see them rise back into the playoffs, up as high as 4th in the table. Win for Middlesbrough, who are on form at the moment, just 1 defeat of the past 6 for them, 3 wins on the spin. Could see them rise from 15th to about 14th perhaps, but they are making ground, and you never know, they should actually make a late surge up the table despite struggling for the best part of the campaign so far. For me, going to go with a 2-1 win for North End on this one, despite Middlesbrough's recent rise. I think they'll hit a bit of a blip here and take a little bit of a backward step once again. Next up we have QPR up against Cardiff City, a team that seems to be just chipping away as well. Cardiff trying to get themselves back into playoff reckoning under Neil Harris. Meanwhile QPR though, don't know what kind of season they're heading forward. In fact, actually 4 games without a win for them, 3 defeats and 1 draw in that cluster as well. Bookmakers odds on this sucker, let's take a closer look at it, shall we? So heading into this, it is 11-10 for QPR, 12-5 the away win, 13-5 is the draw on this bad boy. Last 6 occasions between two sides, 3 wins for QPR, 2 wins for Cardiff, and 1 draw. Earlier in the campaign it was a 3-0 win for Cardiff when these two sides did lock horns. And the last time that they played at Loftus Road, or whatever they call it these days, it was a 2-1 win for QPR back in 2018. It was on New Year's Day as well, so could this be an omen for them heading into this? A win for QPR could see them rise from 15th just to 1 spot to 14th. As for Cardiff, 10th spot at the moment, win for them could get them into the playoffs. Exciting times for them. Going to go with a 1-1 draw here. Cannot separate the two sides at all on this one. Next up we have Sheffield Wednesday up against Hull City. Bit of a north-east affair on this one, or a Yorkshire derby should I say. Let's take a quick look at the bookies odds on this bad boy. They go at 10-11 for Sheffield Wednesday, 3-1 is the away win, 13-5 is the draw. Sheffield Wednesday, last 6 occasions between two sides, 1 win for the Owls, 3 wins for the Tigers, and 2 draws along the way. They did play earlier in the campaign down the Cape Cod, was a 1-0 win for Hull City. But last time these two sides did lock horns at Hillsborough, it was a 1-1 draw. That's right, exciting times. Hull City come into this on a bit of an upsurge as well, at 12th in the table, 36 points on the board. A win for them could see them get into the playoffs. That's right. It could even also be at Sheffield Wednesday's expense, but a win for them could see them rise from 6th up to potentially 3rd in the table. But back-to-back defeats for Wednesday. As for Hull City, they are 3 games, in fact 1 defeat of the past 4 for Hull City. So 2 sides with in different forms at the moment. Going to go with a 2-0 win for the Owls though at Hillsborough, and again get back to winning ways. But the big game, of course, obviously not the Nottingham Forest Rovers game, but the second big game is the Baggies up against Leeds United. Now let's take a look at the first against second on this one. Leeds top the pops at the moment, goal difference. Just 1 win in the past 4 for them. Same can be said for the Baggies, 1 win in the past 4 in fact, but 3 games without a win heading into this. The bookmakers odds, we'll take a look at them in just a second. With the last 6 occasions between two sides, 4 wins for Baggies, 2 wins for Leeds, 0 draws along the way. They did play earlier in the campaign back in October. It was a 1-0 win at Ellen Road, but last time that these two sides did lock horns at the Hawthorns, it was a 4-1 win for West Brom. The bookmakers, they have a good crack at the whip of this one. 15-8 for West Brom, 5-2 is the draw, 7-5 is the away win. Of course, a win for either side would put them breakaway leaders over the chasing pack, but a draw would just give them an extended point and put them 10 points clear of 3rd place Fulham. It's a difficult one to call, obviously, with these two sides locking horns and both very, very shoddy form. It smells like a draw for me on this one, but I'm going to go with a big 4-2 win for West Brom to smash and take all 3 points on this one. Next up is a difficult one to pick because Derby will head into this obviously on the back of a result against Charlton, but I just don't know what they're going to get. So Derby against
Derby up against Barnsley. Two sides looking for wins. Barnsley they're actually on the surge at the moment. 5 games without a defeat for Barnsley. 22nd spot in the table. A win for them could see them jump above Stoke in the table and get out of the drop zone. Derby need a win and they need one fast. The Wayne Rooney effect could start, in fact, with this game. So we could see Wayne Rooney making his debut, I believe. So just don't hold me to it. They come into this 20th of the table, 27 points on the run. The win for them could see them rise up as high as 16th. The bookmakers odds on this match, despite obviously they could change between now and then. 13-10 for Derby, 11-5 for Barnsley, 23-10 is the draw. It's a difficult one. Obviously, we don't know what's going to happen between now and then, but I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Derby. It could be the Wayne Rooney after effect on this one, so we'll just have to wait and see. And wrapping up this match day, which is the New Year's Day / the 2nd of January days, it is Swansea City up against Charlton. Two sides. Charlton are actually, I just don't know what kind of season they're going to get heading into this. As of Swansea, though, they are looking to get themselves up and at them towards the playoffs. 8th spot, Swansea, 41 points on the board. A win for them could see them rise as high as 4th. Charlton, on the flip side, they're up to 20th at the moment. Last time out, they've actually on a 3-game unbeaten run. A win for them could see them rise to 16th. Bookmakers odds on these two locking horns is 6-10 on for Swansea. 9-2 is the away win. 16-5 is the draw on this bad boy, but I'm going to go with a cheeky 2-1 win for the Swans on this one. Again, this is after the Derby Charlton game, which takes place today or whenever you see it. It could have been yesterday. We'll have to wait and see. But anyway, folks, that is that. If my results were to come on in, this is what the table would look like heading into after the first match day out in the Championship. West Brom would lead the way with 54 points. Leeds would be in second, 51 points. Fulham, Forest, Sheffield Wednesday, and North End would occupy the playoffs. Down above be Wigan, Luton, and Barnsley. Going down to League One as it stands. Give me your thoughts and predictions and comments in the old section down below, and we'll do it all again next time out.
That's pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. If you do, smash the subscribe. New videos pretty much every single day on the channel. Pretty much, well, hopefully in the next few days we'll be back to normality and obviously out of the clutches of the old alligators here in deep Florida. But anyway, folks, hopefully make sure you get your predictions in nice and early for this match. So the first one of 2020, and then we'll take a little look at how you got on. But until then, folks, I'm going to let you get out of here. Peace out, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll catch you back in the studio.
Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.